Hello, my name is Free Happy Dolphin, and in Pro Plays today we'll see Orangepest versus Reakly in Djebel Pass map, new map, and showcasing how to play German's terror battle group. As I watch a lot of material, a lot of pro battles to find a few that would be interesting for you, and of course to improve myself, I already started to see some stable builds that people play in the top tiers, and we're going to showcase one of those. Not too long battle, just showing some key ideas and how to play it, and how actually OP those machine guns in Cloak are. That's what you start with. Go for that free of CP cost option in your battle group and open up with free Pioneer Squad. The start what I used to see sometimes in last patch on our pros plays, but really not that often. No scout unit, possibly because Dingo can counter it really well. Maybe a bit of firepower, maybe just anticipating King Tiger coming later in the game. Of course, you cannot ignore just having it on your tree, and of course having as much as possible repairs for that big boy isn't bad. But anyway, he goes for those free, he gets machine guns straight away. We'll use that cloak. As you see, it's super good. You can surprise your opponents in anywhere and just start shooting whatever you want. Actually, you'll see how he holds fire while going there, not showing up like fishing for a bigger fish there, not really showing his machine gun, just waiting. He holds fire, I think, in a second, as we see sappers closing in. Maybe we could have closed in. I mean, with losses, yes. With no healing, maybe it's bad. But yeah, not really going for it, as this machine gun now goes closer for more scope, but doesn't really shoot. And the last Pioneer Squad coming to the center takes some control. We see Tommy's not the greatest interaction, but he doesn't go for that right side, as we see their VP capped, so not really contending with single Pioneer Squad. And yeah, with machine gun we choose now to go for middle point and attack those Tommies. Machine gun trying to apply suppression by flanking Tommies, but here we see that back really exposed, and this machine gun possibly will need to reset immediately, because, well, he can really be outflanked. Pioneers jump into the building to prevent Tommies taking that building, and now we see setting up to other side, again leaving the back empty for all flanking maneuvers. Thankfully we have Grenadiers coming in. And this machine gun kind of a bit awkward, doesn't really want to set up there. The house is evacuated and really supposed to be going back here. I possibly would have set up maybe here and try to provide cover on all arc. He goes back quite a lot, and as a result needs to really just, yeah, give up this middle part for now. He gets another machine gun, and I think we'll see maybe a third one. Usually you might go for 2 in a row and then Grenadiers. See different attempts to go for that. Machine gun will try to protect fuel here, as Orangepest already got his VP, which still leaves him in disadvantage, but, well, he protects what he can and he will regroup. No healing, by the way, no healing station, a medical station. We'll see how it's being resolved later. I saw it before in the last patch, but I will talk about it just today. Yeah, this is outflanked again, quite awkward. Really good setup overall, but a lot of small details that are not looking good for Orangepest so far. Though we have another machine gun, but just retreated, forced to retreat another unit. He will try to like move the battle to other side by going for cutoff. Here we cannot find, there's no healing yet, but he defends his fuel, which is kind of important. Almost get that sapper down as well. So this side is won, but again we need to regroup with no healing and try to retake middle part of the map. We see healing coming for Reakly. He needs to regroup, but you know, Germans seem even weaker. Another thing what you can do while you don't have that healing is to use Grenadiers. Not everybody knows, but Veteran C1 gives you healing that is quite effective and can be shared between many units, so it's really important. You get 2 to 1 now. That's another step. You need some firepower, you need some protection for your machine guns, and of course as cheap and good capping. Our pioneers were not really good for providing a lot of support for machine guns, so 2-1 is the way to go. And yeah, trying to pick here as well, going into house, same plan, machine gun waiting for his opponents to approach, just setting up right now. So the tip what I shared in the last tip series video is kind of being used here, right? Quite often with those cloaks, because you have even more time to set up. You don't need to your enemies to see your MG if you don't want. And you set up, they don't know what you dare, and you start shooting once they even come even closer, right? So it's especially good with this battle group to use that tip, not to set up your team weapons immediately. We see him using this interrogate ability. It's especially good not only because you can see your opponent in the fog of war, but because of XP bonus you gain, you can really put a lot of veterancy on your units. And since Germans are generally weaker in infantries, we really want to scale them up as soon as possible. We see now action on the other side of the map as well, as 2-1, and machine gun will hold on the fuel. And not a lot of you know, fight going for each other's fuel, just kind of back and forth in the middle and defending fuel and back and forth again. 2-1 hunting those manpower points there. As Humber cars now is coming up, it will be hard. But another thing to point out, we will see Flak already ready for defense, especially good against those early vehicles of Brits. And that's going down. In the middle, we again see machine gun doing some work, just closing a bit, trying to get the most out of it, the most suppression you can get. Again, those units are not healed up yet, so we kind of not really want to push, but with machine guns supporting them, well, we might be okay. Also Flak from another side. So at this point of a battle, then we already see some main pieces of German composition. That's Flak, that's 2-1, soon Jägers. It kind of is a turning point for Germans, and Reakly really cannot hold this one, even though Grenadiers are low. We kind of, yeah, we need to retreat. We try to cap and then said, oh, I'll not risk losing a full squad. We see Jäger coming up as well. So mainly, if we can summarize just real quick, you go into Pioneers, you go into those cloak machine guns, you usually get Grenadier squad. I think it's sensible. Before 2-1 there's nothing to help your machine gun to survive. Maybe later we'll see some snares and stuff. And of course Flak. Flak is the one what you want to get if you see some pressure of light early vehicles. And of course it's great with infantry as well. And yeah, you go for your Luftwaffe company and go for Jägers. And here we go, concrete bunker coming up here in the center instead of normal healing. I first time saw, I think, this one last patch when I watched some of Havoc's battles. Basically what you do, you evade paying any fuel for your healing, you spend munitions. This is, I think, let me see, maybe 70 munitions? Yeah, 70 munitions. So instead of going for this healing what costs you 20 fuel and 125 manpower, you pay 175. Yeah, 175 for bunker, so a bit more manpower and a bit more, well, just munitions cost 70, which can be hurtful if you're going for Panzerschrecks really early on, but you see you can get both. And yeah, you save a lot of fuel. That's one thing, but it's obvious for me why you need to do that. Other thing is, well, it seems to be having bigger radius. I don't know if that's true, but definitely if you can place your healing facility up closer to the front, you immediately get more exposure to the front when you can just go and not wait for healing and get it on the way. And another thing is that it doesn't work like normal healing from headquarters. It works like more like American's infirmary. That means you can get free manpower, free replacements. Yeah, so this is super good. You need to use it. Well, you know, you need to use it. It's kind of situational. Of course, you might need those munitions to go first on Shreks. and you might lack munitions, and losing manpower through not having healing is bad. Maybe it's better to take it later with that healing as well. Well, that's arguable, but definitely a strategy that you might consider. If you have a chance not to lose a lot of manpower, you want to swing with this, but lets you get to the later tech faster. So that's really nice. Also getting some upgrade for infantry, Luftwaffe officer quarters, basically getting a veterancy on these Jaegers. And veterancy gives a passive that lets you be cloaked. So that's great hunting vehicles, hunting ability, right? You want to have it. Also, it provides, I think, 25% boost for your experience. Here, just trying to destroy them. They have no firepower against 2-1. So it's really good to just go aggressive as you can. Also, what I didn't point out earlier is Reakly's play for scoped rifle upgrade on Tommies. It's really valuable, I feel. I like to get it in my battles. Well, that's really unlucky. I like to get it in my battles whatever I can because of Barrage, but now Barrage is stronger. It gives scoped rifles that provide extra firepower. I see these guys just sitting in the house and destroying enemy units much bigger rate, so it's really good to have it. Now a bit of harassment for 2-1, flag ready to stop it. We also see rotating Jaegers, still on vehicle focus fire, but yeah, was kind of rerouting for that Humber. And middle, now it's locked in with those team weapons. It's locked in for Orangepest, and he's getting upgrade for support elements. And after this, after you get your flag, your 2-1 likely, and Jaegers going with Shreks, healing, well, that's a great time to just upgrade and go for Wirbelwind. So that's the main plan until you go for King Tiger. That's the main goal, of course. As with deck, you look for that strong endgame play with Tiger. This here you can have King Tiger, which is better, of course. Now, machine gun will clear infantry, and Shreks will not let Humber to get close. Here also we see another side covered from Humber, and Pioneers will try to take munitions as it's valuable for any more Jaeger squads. 2-1, kind of diving for infantry kills, right? But really just regrouping, trying to now create space in the flanks. Humber here. So flag not yet rotating. Possibly haven't seen it. Just on the corner we see mine actually. We hear mine going down. Anyway, now alongside those barrages, Wirbelwind is coming to town, and that will be really tough for Reakly to come back to this game. He has AT, and he is kind of bringing everything here. It's really actually dangerous to go in those blocks because machine guns can be cloaked anywhere, and you just run everything into it. He had... Yeah, the Wirbelwind is coming. He had that flare, he could have used it, he could have maybe gone with sappers first. I think it's a slight mistake, it could have resulted in retreat. We see nice smoke there, a Humber trying to provide support, but yeah, with this coming in the field, yeah, it's not looking great. Now just going for full attack from Orangepest, really just trying to squeeze everything out of that manpower. That lonely AT isn't going to do much, especially being flanked with Pioneers, and well, that's basically how you play. Even this Pioneer kind of lurking around there, going for fuel, going for double attack, right? Another tip I shared in my videos. Now there's final finish here, a lot of going on, but only one AT will try to land as many shots, that's really nice, as possible. But look at this, Wirbelwind, it just goes through everything and destroys everything. We see machine gun closing in, really not leaving any space, and Reakly surrenders. So really nice and short, not time-wasting battle, let's say. How is OP right now, this terror battle group with this play? Previously, those Jaegers with Panzer Shreks they've been really annoying, and we had some annoying Wirbelwinds coming, but right now it's just outrageous how you can get even that advantage with cloaked machine guns, and of course having not as fast but free of pioneers. Well, at least for me it reminds me of Pathfinder strategy. So here it is. This is a short guide or look through the battle group from the pro plays. Join for more pro plays battles as we cover many of those, and if you have a chance, join streams where I try to imitate these great players, their tactics, and try to improve myself. I feel I did not a bad job so far, and I will continue doing it. So if you're in for a bit of grind, well, join me and let's discover it together. This was Free Happy Dolphin, and see you next time.